another episode of Uncovering the Gems. My name is Marcy Graham. I am the Marketing Manager and Public Information Officer for the City of La Quinta. Today we have Mayor Pro Tem Deborah McGarrey. Deborah, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. This is so exciting.
It's so super fun, super fun. We're going to have a good time today. So we are getting ready for our State of the City. It's a great opportunity to educate and inform our residents about the things that we're doing and our businesses as well. And so I wanted to get a little bit of an opportunity to chat with mayor and council members about what they love about our gem of the desert. So we're going to have fun today.
Great. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, Marcy.
For sure. So I'm going to kind of start a little bit out on how you got here. So talk to me a little bit about, because I know with the exception of one, everybody else came to La Quinta from our council. Everybody else came to La Quinta from somewhere else. So what drew you to La Quinta and what made you stay?
I'm glad you asked that question because when I was thinking about that, I thought to myself, okay, so what was it that I loved about La Quinta? And when I first moved here, I was 22 years old. And a friend of mine had a party in La Quinta.
Oh.
And we went to the party, and it was over in La Quinta Country Club.
Okay.
And I just remember the swimming pool, and it was at night, and it was a full moon. And the full moon was just above our mountains. And you could see the silhouette of the mountains, and you could see the moon above it. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, that is just so absolutely beautiful. I'm like, how can you just not love La Quinta? And every time you come down into La Quinta, whether you're coming down Washington, heading towards Old Town, or even driving out towards Trilogy and some of those other areas down by Coral Mountain, absolutely beautiful. And it doesn't matter what time of year. But I have so many people say to me, I forget how beautiful La Quinta really is until I start driving down, and then you look around and you really appreciate what we have as a gem.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, 100%. I think, we who get to live and work here, we take it for granted what we are surrounded by, this beauty. And so when we have an opportunity to stop and reflect, it's always really nice.
Well, don't you just love like the days where you have to go to work or you have a busy schedule and you're someone walking around and they're taking a nice little stroll. And I'm like, I want to do that.
Yes. I'm like, don't you work? Lucky.
Lucky, right? Exactly.
But they're probably on vacation,
Exactly.
Talk to me a little bit about how you became a council. How did you get on council? What drew you to public service?
I've been doing public service in some form or fashion, of being involved in the community since I was in my mid-20s. The careers that I've had have always pushed me into that arena.
Yeah.
And I've always loved being a part of the community. I've always loved volunteering. Giving back is important, in my opinion. And so when you participate in supporting a city council, I think that is probably one of the most unselfish things you could possibly do, because you're giving up of your time. You're putting your time into it to do something for our community and our neighbors and the folks that you live in, to make sure that we have a city that runs in the direction that the community wants, but also where you see where you can make a difference and make a change.
Yeah.
So at the time when I was asked if I'd consider running for council, because I had been asked that question before and always said no.
Yeah. Well, and you have a full-time job.
And I do have a full-time job, and I have other organizations that I'm a part of and I'm engaged with.
Right.
And my full-time job is not an 8 to 5, as we all know.
Right.
But several of our members of council are exactly the same way.
Yeah.
They've done that in their lives and their career. And again, as I said, it's unselfish. You do it because you care.
Yep.
And I see some things happen in other cities, and it isn't necessarily in the Coachella Valley, but even other cities in the state of California, and things change based off of who's on the council. And I get concerned when you have someone that's making a decision that is primarily because they're looking for another seat. They're looking to climb up a ladder. They're looking for a stepping stone to kind of get into another position. And I just don't want to see that.
Yeah.
I'll just share, when I ran for council, the one thing that was asked of me, why is it you're running for council? What are you planning on fixing? I'm like, there isn't anything to fix.
Right.
I said, in all honesty, I didn't think the city was broken. We have a great financial standing.
Yep.
You know, we're ranked high in regards to the state ranking, in regards to fiscal sustainability.
For sure.
And responsibility. So you look at the things
Yeah.
that we're doing, there is very little things that I can see that actually needs to be corrected.
Yeah, I love that. I think, it's always a great opportunity when we say, we have a love for our city, and however we can give back to the community, to the future generations, that legacy, it's such a rewarding place to be.
It is.
For sure. So beyond your official duties, what are some of your personal hidden gems in La Quinta that you love and that you would recommend to our visitors or even our community?
I thought about, of course, there's great places to go hiking and walking and everything.
Sure.
But one of the things I love doing is on a Sunday is going over to Silver Rock and going over to the grill.
Oh, yeah.
And having brunch. And
Yes.
just looking at the mountains, looking at the golf course. It's quiet, it's peaceful. Believe it or not, it's not that busy.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of folks don't think about Silver Rock and the grill for some place to go to have, lunch or to have breakfast on a Sunday or
Yeah.
over the weekend. I think also the other thing I enjoy doing is Old Town.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just on the weekend.
Yeah.
Just taking
It's a
that
place to be.
time just to, again, sit down, watch people. I love it when they're doing the
Art on Main Street?
art on Main Street, but also, the farmer's market.
Oh, yeah. Farmers Market on
And
Sundays.
there's music going, and there's people around,
Yeah.
and people are enjoying it. And you go down there and you just sit down and you have something to eat and kind of watch
People watch.
people and walk around. And it's relaxing. In my
No, for
opinion, it's
sure.
just relaxing. And then you're surrounded by amazing, beautiful mountains and just
Yeah.
a beautiful surrounding. And people all seem to be happy.
I always get comments when we help push out information about Farmers Market, right? People say, oh my gosh, it looks like it's in a movie. And it's true, because it's just like it's this very wholesome, community-oriented event. And so when like you said, you have the music, people are walking, the dogs are kind of around on a leash. People are hustling and bustling, and people are talking, and it's just relaxed, and it's just like, it's picture perfect, right?
Exactly.
But yeah, I love that. I love the Silver Rock, because I try to get there for lunch sometimes, and it's just nice to be able to sit and look out, and it's beautiful, and great staff, great food. So
It is.
that one's truly a hidden gem.
That is a gem, because
I don't know that a lot of people think about Silver Rock when they are thinking, let's go find somewhere to eat breakfast or lunch, and that staff there is amazing, and the food, the onion rings are my favorite. But
I go there for
It's all there.
the ranchero, the eggs ranchero.
yeah,
it's so good.
It's wonderful there. So let me ask you a question. From your perspective, what would you say are the top 3 qualities or characteristics that make La Quinta a truly special place to live, work, or visit?
One of the things I do like about our city, and I have so many other officials from across the valley
Yeah.
that basically say, you guys all seem like you really get along, that
Yeah.
you like each other,
Yeah.
and that, you go to everything together.
Yeah,
I think that says a lot
for sure.
about the city. You don't see infighting. You don't see
Yeah,
just people taking positions
right.
for the fact of elevating themselves.
Right.
That's
It's all
one.
camaraderie.
It is,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I think also for like the city of La Quinta, I think our history. If you think about our history, where we came
sure.
from, the hotel, the just the way the city of La Quinta grew,
Yep. Yep.
some of the Hollywood and the actors and
Yeah.
the folks that used to come out here just to get away from Los Angeles and the hustle
Yeah.
and bustle of a city. I mean, to me, that is truly like a hidden gem. And most people, I don't believe, realize the history of the city of La Quinta.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on
I
that.
think all of that helped to bring us where we are now, because we don't forget where we come from.
Yeah.
We continue to be engaged with our museum. We continue to be engaged with our history. We try to continue to bring that forward, such as when the city made the decision to name the street Desert Club.
Oh,
That's part of our history.
yeah.
I think those are things that we really take a lot of pride,
Yeah.
and we also sit back and contemplate what is best for the city
Right.
to continue to keep that small town,
Yep.
but yet still be able to have all the luxuries that you would want for a large town.
No, for sure. I think, I do a lot of work with Linda Williams at our Historical Society. And one of the things that is important for me from a marketing perspective is to honor our past, to remember our
Perfect way of
past,
saying it, to
right?
honor the past.
It's honoring our past. We're never going to try to go away from that. Even down all the way back to the Kauai Indians, right? And things like
Absolutely.
that. It's that is amazing that we even have those connections to it, because many cities don't necessarily have that, or that knowledge of wow, Kauai Indians were here. And a lot of our hiking trails still have elements
That's
of
right.
the Kauai Indians. And so it's
The hieroglyphs.
yes, yes.
That's
And
a perfect example.
I love that, So, I love that our city definitely honors our history. And I think we use it as a thread to figure out how we want to progress, because we don't want to forget it, but we want to use those same values, if you will, of wholesome and community spirit. And I think that's it's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch.
I think with all the decisions we just made
Yeah.
to make sure that the casitas, the historic casitas up in the cove,
Yep.
are actually being
Oh, you're right, with
put
the
into some historical,
yes.
with the Millers Act, and being
Yeah.
recognized, and making sure that we're doing
landmark.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I need to change that.
Yep. You can start. Want to start?
Let's do that again.
That's fine. Keep going.
So I think what's really great with some of the decisions we just made on council is making sure that we have the casitas, the historical casitas, making sure they're recognizing them through the Miller Act, but also making them landmarks
Yeah.
for our future.
Yeah. Which is really exciting.
It is exciting.
It's really exciting to be part of that, right?
And they're
In some
beautiful.
element. Yeah.
Oh, they're so wonderful. I
It's
want one.
Yeah. Time to move to a historical landmark.
Absolutely.
I love that. So when you have, I know we talked a little bit about Silver Rock, and you enjoy going over there, but being on council with a full-time job, with the other responsibilities, when you have some free time, what are some of your go-to activities or places in La Quinta that you like?
Other than just sitting out by my backyard in my pool.
That's been the consensus with council of relaxing time, quiet time. But yes, besides that.
But besides that, I do enjoy, as an example, maybe early before I have to go to work. Some of the girls in my neighborhood, we go for a walk. I enjoy that. And it's
Yeah.
just great because we walk around. We have an opportunity just to chat just about things that's going on with our lives. And we get a chance also just to enjoy. It's beautiful in the morning.
Yeah.
You have all the birds. You get to hear the birds in the morning.
Yep.
And it's very relaxing. I enjoy that so much.
Yeah.
Some of the other things that I like to do when I just have downtime, again, like I said, being in the backyard,
Yeah.
that's my swimming pool. But just, I think also enjoying time with my friends.
Yeah.
So what I love is when my friends come in from out of town. This has been going on for decades. We would go to the Cliff House and have dinner. And it doesn't matter what time of year they come out. We'll go sit outside in the wintertime by the fire pits.
Yep.
Or we'll, hang out, inside the restaurant.
Yeah.
Or now let's go to Old Town. We go to Enzo's. We go to the Grill. We go to all these different restaurants down, and we go grab some ice cream.
We're super lucky with our culinary choices in La Quinta.
Do you realize I counted up the other day, looking up online, we have over 100 restaurants. That includes fast food, and that includes coffee shops.
Oh my goodness.
But over 100. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh.
Yeah. For us being a small city,
Yes.
we're what is it, at no shortage of places to eat and enjoy, sweet treats or coffee or whatnot.
Exactly.
No, and I love, and you know what I love is that, like you mentioned, some of them include fast food, but we have quite a few small businesses here that in my opinion, I'm like, you guys could become a chain because you're so good and you're so popular.
Exactly.
But I love that. I love that our small businesses are thriving here. I love that. I mean, I'm sure you go to some of the most frequent, and you know the people that are working there, and they know
And the
you.
owners.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
like Okura.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Perfect example. I remember when she opened her restaurant in La Quinta.
Yeah.
And I had the opportunity to go to the soft opening.
Yeah.
And it was just such a great success. And I remember her telling me about some of the celebrities that used to come in. And whenever they came into La Quinta,
Yeah.
that was one of the restaurants that they would go to.
Oh, how funny!
Yes.
Well, shout out to Jay Lee because she's killing
Jay's
it.
awesome.
You mentioned before about the various organizations and clubs that you interface with. What, and this is going to be a hard question because it's like one of those things where it's like pick your favorite, right? But essentially, how do you engage with the local community in your personal time? But is there a local organization or club that is just that is your passion, your heart? That one just hits differently than maybe
I have a
some of the
couple,
other. Yeah,
if I can just share.
Sure.
That I've been involved with
For
forever.
years. Yeah.
And one of them would be Friends of the Desert Mountains.
I love them.
I love them. I
Yep.
think what they've done over the years, and I basically can share that I've been involved with the organization probably well over 20 or 25 years.
Yeah.
Just the different things that we would do in regards to cleanups and the trail maintenance and just the activities of the Wildflower Festival. And I know that's not here in La Quinta, but they still do so much. They do
Yeah.
their full moon hikes.
Yep. I was gonna say they lead a lot of our hikes.
They lead the hikes. They do the scorpion hunts.
Oh yeah, those are fun.
And it's interesting. They sell those out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they said it was part of even a conversation just recently. Maybe we should be doing a full moon hike every month. Because honestly, there's just such a demand for it.
Yeah.
People really do enjoy getting an opportunity
Yep.
to go out in the mountains. That's our number one attraction
Yeah.
that people come to the desert for tourism. It is
sure.
being outdoors, and that is one of them is hiking.
Well, and they have the Friends of the Desert Mountains, which I think a lot of people don't know. You know this, I know this. A lot of people don't realize Friends of the Desert Mountains, yes, they are based in Palm Desert. However, they are almost every city, I feel like, in the valley.
They're regional.
They really are. And they are leading our hikes. Their docents who lead the hikes are
Yes.
so knowledgeable about
Yes.
whether it's the plant life, it's the glow in the dark scorpions, things like that. And you're on a hike, which you already enjoy, but you're being educated as well. And so like Tammy over there is just
Tammy's amazing.
She's amazing.
She's
I love her.
awesome.
She knows this. But I do appreciate, you're right. We get asked so many times when we partner with them on our hikes during season. And people are like, can you do more because you're sold out? And so, I mean, it's not a bad problem to have.
No, it's not. But the good thing is that we also have the opportunity where people could download the maps.
Yes.
So they could find all of our local trails.
Really is.
I think one of the other things, the other organization I really do enjoy it, which I know you could probably name it right off the top of your head, would be Find.
Yeah.
I've been involved with Find for a very long time,
Yeah.
and it's just the impact that they make throughout the entire Coachella Valley
100%.
and beyond is really important that we have that type of organization to help
Yeah.
to support our community. And when you're able to take that time to go ahead and volunteer at the organization, it truly, it really is. It's fun.
Yeah.
First of all,
Yeah, it is.
It's fun.
They make
It's
it
great.
fun.
They make it fun. Kelly does a great job with the music and everything. But it is. It's a lot of fun. But you feel like you're doing something.
Yeah,
You're
it's
able to
super
see
rewarding.
how rewarding it really is.
I think too, Find has done an excellent job in changing the perception of food insecurity.
That's exactly right.
Because I think that, especially, I really noticed this during COVID. Because there was a lot of people, whether they were seniors, they had mobility issues, that couldn't necessarily get out to do their grocery shopping for fear, for health reasons, whatever it was. And Find really did an amazing job at bringing these mobile marketplaces around the valley. And then I think you realize the people attending to get the food is not what we maybe perceive
That's
them
exactly
to
right.
be. And it's disheartening, unfortunately, to find out how many people are food insecure, but there are many reasons why. But what I love about Find is that they have changed that perception.
Well, I think what's really, if you think about it, just what the poverty level is.
Yes.
The poverty level isn't as low as most people probably think.
Right.
50,000 and less can be poverty level.
Yes.
Think about when maybe, you were in college, or, when maybe you're living on your own.
Right.
You may have only been making that much amount of money.
Yeah.
And think about, where are you getting all the extra food?
Exactly.
How can you, maybe you're going to school, maybe you're a student.
Yeah.
In college, and you're not near your home. You
Yeah.
came here to maybe go to local college.
Right.
And a community college. And
Right.
so if you're doing that, you're probably not getting too much money or working and making
Right.
a whole lot of money, here in the Valley. So therefore, how do you make ends meet?
Yeah.
So, having those local pantries to provide
I
that
love
service for our seniors, especially those on fixed income, being able to help to support those that, would much rather go ahead and make sure that they feed their pet as opposed
Yes.
to making sure they're
We've
getting
heard
fed.
that, for sure.
That has been an ongoing issue for many years.
Yeah.
And think about, Social Security does not help to cover
Right.
the need that a person needs here
Yeah.
in our valley.
The face of
Cost-
poverty, the face of food insecurity is totally different.
And not to mention, look at all the utilities. It's just, we could go on for an
Yeah.
hour on this topic. And it's really sad that you need those type of organizations. But I think it's great that Find has made it so that
Yeah.
you should never, ever have to be worried about looking for assistance.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people need that more so now than
Ever before.
most people ever realized.
Yeah, no, for sure. Shifting gears just a little bit, what is one aspect of La Quinta that you're particularly excited to see grow or evolve in the coming years?
Oh, I think that's an easy question, right? I think
a lot.
all of us.
There's a lot happening.
Well, there's a lot happening. Of course, we're excited about seeing Highway 111 get redone and having that whole corridor, eventually evolve
Right.
and grow so that it's not just a pass-through and a
Yep.
shopping corridor, but it's someplace where maybe you want to spend time.
For sure.
And then, absolutely, Silver Rock.
Yep.
Beyond words, I can't wait to see that happen. I could see that is going to be really a great flagship. I believe that the city is doing everything they can to
Yep.
make sure that we have that level of success. And again, it's going to be another wonderful location where people from everywhere
Yeah.
from around the world are going to want to come and visit.
100%. I love that. Closing it off, I want to talk about how do your personal experiences and your love for Gem of the Desert, how do they influence your decisions and your priorities as a city leader?
Here's a great example. I was thinking about this. We have our sphere of influence, which is out near the thermal area.
Correct.
And I remember we had the surveys sent out to see what the residents want. And I believe I shared this as part of my comments. Long before I moved, when I was living probably in Rancho Mirage in Palm Springs, and this is, like I said, when I was single, I would go for a drive when I really just needed to
Have some me
relax
time.
and have me time. I would drive, and I drive out to La Quinta. I drive down past PJ West, out towards where now Trilogy's at, and that whole area. And it just was so relaxing to me.
Yeah.
And I remember how I just loved La Quinta and how beautiful it was. I think that's what helps me make decisions. I try to make sure that the decisions are being made is something that is going to be one of the reasons why people come to La Quinta.
Yeah.
So what decisions are being made that are actually going to make sure that our residents, our visitors, our businesses are going to be able to thrive?
Yeah.
Whether it's, through their soul and spirit,
Yeah.
or, just through life experiences, or just having a prosperous business and a prosperous life.
Yeah.
I think is most important. And prosperity is not just money. There's a lot of
Right.
different things.
Right.
A lot of different things.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
Yes.
But when you're able to go ahead and go to your home and spend that time out by the pool or just being able to enjoy, and you feel safe and comfortable, and you have that level of serenity in your life.
Yeah.
And it just gives you pure peace. I think that says a lot about where we live.
Yeah.
You're not thinking, oh, dang, this needs to be done, or it's just too noisy, or it's loud, or, my neighbors are making you crazy, or whatever the case may be. I think
Right.
we really do take a lot into consideration to make sure that we're providing that quality of life the way we want to live, but also recognizing the way others want to.
That is like a perfect answer. And it's true. I
Thank you.
think everybody on council has the best interest of the city at peace of mind, serenity. I love that. It's
It
what
is.
makes the gem of the desert the gem of the desert.
Right. Yes. Someone once shared with me, and she runs a chamber of commerce, but she had shared one time. She says, I think they were going to the state of the city or something of that nature, and she said, I'm driving down Washington, and I'm looking at the mountains, and she said, I just felt my shoulders just drop, and I start to feel relaxed.
Yeah.
And she says, you guys just have an amazing city, and I forget how awesome it really is.
Well, and on that note, that is like, there's nothing we can top that, right?
Thank
you
you.
so much for being here and
Oh,
taking
thank
the
you, Marcy.
time.
You did
Talking
such a
about
great
our
job.
love letter to La Quinta, right?
Yes, we love La Quinta.
We definitely do.
Hashtag
Thank you.
love LQ.
Perfect.
Thank you.